Bamberg is a small town. It's rural, it's country, and very supportive community. It's tight-knit, and you don't have Bamberg everywhere. And this office here at the elementary school is our office that never quits. They see kids back to back to back, and I mean, it's like a little mini ER. You never know what's gonna show up. You don't plan to get sick, you don't plan to get hurt, things happen, and that's what, school nurses, that's just a piece of the job.
Kingston is my 11-year-old, and he is my challenge child, if you will. So he's very smart, just very busy, always getting hurt. So I was at work and I got a call from the school, which is not unusual because I get a lot of those.
He was in PE playing four corners and he injured his wrist.
So I picked up the phone, they said he had gotten hurt in PE, that he ran into a wall and that his hand looked pretty bad, and that, usually they'll just call and say he can, just letting you know that he got hurt and that he goes back to class. But that particular day, they said, we really think he needs to be seen by a doctor. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to scramble through my head, I'm gonna have to call Bamberg Family Practice, see if they have an appointment, and if they don't, I'm gonna have to go all the way to Lexington. But when I mentioned that, the nurse there was like, oh, we can do a telehealth. And so I was like, okay, sure, because I wasn't familiar with that.
All right, so Miss Amber said that you hurt your wrist today, huh?
We got him seen within 5 minutes of Mom arriving at the school. And what I do with us being able to offer, for them to come over for x-rays, we identify their chart and put a pop-up for our front office staff that says patients coming in for an x-ray.
We went straight back to the x-ray. We didn't have to wait in the waiting room. It was amazing.
So we were able to view the x-rays and see that there was no acute injury that needed to be seen by ortho. We're able to put him in a little splint just for comfort for a few days.
She was gonna actually write him out for that day. And he was like, no, I want to go back to school. So I took him right back to school and came back to work. I think it took about an hour.
Incorporating telehealth visits is not hard, and it really just kind of backbones onto what we do.
Each school has their own laptop for school-based telehealth, and then we have peripherals. So we have an otoscope, a stethoscope, a general exam camera. So Bretta would be able to see into their ears, throat, listen to their heart and lung sounds.
You fogging my camera up.
We'll do lots of earaches, especially at our primary school. That's what our nurses will tell you. They see a lot of earache complaints.
So we've got a nice shiny eardrum and not a lot of earwax.
Lots of sore throat. So acute visits, they could have flu, COVID, maybe a strep. Could just be their allergies are acting up.
We also like to emphasize that it's not taken away from their primary care doctor, that this is just an additional resource. So if they aren't a patient at Bamberg Family Practice, then Bretta would just give the notes from their visits to their doctor.
We do a lot of acute visits, illnesses. We do behavioral health as well. So anxiety and depression is a very, very common thing we also see patients for and treat. Lately, our most popular thing has been a little bit of ortho injuries.
All right, can you try to move it to the sides?
Our ortho options here, a lot of people end up going to the ER with injuries like this, and I think any of our ER people can vouch right now that they are overrun. For a specific pediatric ortho, our kids have to travel to Columbia or Charleston, which is almost an hour. And those visits can be 2 to 3 days later before they're getting casted or splinted. So we do what we can on our side to stabilize them and get them more comfortable until they're able to get to those appointments if they're needed, or we do the visits and deem they're not necessary in a lot of cases to keep them from making that travel and time off of work and time out of school.
My boss is flexible and my schedule is flexible, but not everybody has that luxury. The school having that, I think, is very convenient and helps parents out a lot, so they don't have to miss work, because some parents are hourly workers and they only have so much PTO, and if they miss too much time from work, and they're hourly, that could be a difference between them being able to pay the light bill.
Taking off of work is, it's a huge thing, and it can be debilitating for a family. And so if we can provide some of those services so that parents don't have to worry about getting off work, they can be on the visit with us, with just a cell phone. They don't have to have a computer. And even if not, they have no trouble, calling and touching base with a parent, after the visit's over. If something happens and they couldn't get on right then, they still discuss that treatment plan with the parent before anything's decided.
In our school system, there are kids that won't get health care other than through this. So getting that population of children who don't have a primary care or a pediatrician that take care of them, that they get cared just like any other child would, but they get to do it from the convenience of school, and it's not a burden on the family.